graduate of UCLA School of Business in 1966, and a doctorate, Juris Doctor in 1969 from the UCLA School of Law. You know, I didn't even graduate till 68. Well, son. Yes, Dad. His professional credentials include United States Supreme Court, California Supreme Court. You are impressive. And now you're City Council, where he can practice before the Central District of California and the United States Court of Military Appeals, and has successfully completed Certified Public Accountant examination in 1966, and is a partner with Anderson, Ablon, Maceda, and Lewis, with 2 offices, one in Los Angeles and one right here in the city of Thousand Oaks. His honors include Beta Gamma Sigma, National Business Honorary Society, Distinguished Military Graduate from UCLA Brigade, and Commander in 1966. I have to keep throwing that 1966 in. Listed in the 1972 edition of Outstanding Young Men of America. His military service includes Captain of the U.S. Army, Judge Advocate General Corps, 1968 to 1976. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Mayor of the City of Thousand Oaks, Honorable Bob Lewis.
Thanks, Steve. Is that going to work? Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Steve, and thanks to everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. And also a special thank you to my peers on the City Council for having trust in me and giving me the honor of serving as your mayor this past year. Welcome to the State of the City, 1992. It has been a challenging year. I believe Thousand Oaks has weathered the storm, so to speak, most admirably. Despite the current economic climate and state budget crisis, Thousand Oaks has been able to maintain quality services for our residents. We are meeting the challenge. Today, I will focus on economic development accomplishments, the revitalization of Thousand Oaks Boulevard, our open space efforts, our extensive general plan review process, our active redevelopment programs, and the city's increasing attention to crime prevention. We are successfully meeting this year's challenges head-on. One reason we have been so fortunate lies in what I feel is our strong, broad-based business community and the vigorous commitment this city has to support and strengthen our public-private partnerships. Our business community is diverse, which means that while some businesses may have losses this year, others, in terms of increased sales or income, have been maintained or even improved, giving us a stable economic environment overall. In a sense, this diversity has given us strength in this economic downturn, and Thousand Oaks is still moving ahead. Sales tax revenues have dropped as much as 20% in some cities. During the second quarter of this year, Thousand Oaks had a 6% increase in sales tax revenues, and our first quarter increase was 3%. This growth illustrates that our city is financially stable and improving. To enhance the city's long-standing commitment to our local business community, the City Council has undertaken numerous tasks this year. Chief among them is the creation of a Blue Ribbon Economic Development Committee consisting of a cross-section of our business community. It is a committee I recommended be formed and I chair. Industrial, commercial, housing, and retail business representatives serve on this committee, which is reviewing alternative ways our established public-private partnership can aid local enterprises. Tasks include seeking out businesses considering relocation and working with them to meet their needs. It is also actively pursuing other goals, such as developing a plan to attract new businesses and setting up a mentor programs to assist fledgling businesses. This past month, the Blue Ribbon Committee sent out over 3,500 surveys to local businesses to determine what factors would affect their decision to stay in Thousand Oaks. The return rate to date is running at more than 10%. Individual businesses considering either relocation or expansion will be contacted by their Blue Ribbon Committee business counterparts to assist with the development of expansion plans or relocation alternatives. This proactive approach will be ongoing as local businesses reach out to other businesses with a "we care" attitude and a commitment to Thousand Oaks as a place where quality businesses enhance a quality lifestyle. Through this unique public-private approach, the city is underscoring its support and concern for our business community. Through this process, the city, Conejo Valley business leaders, and private citizens will help our local businesses survive today's economic climate and thrive in years to come. I invite every business person to participate in this process. If you received a survey and you haven't returned it, please do so. You need another copy? We'll have copies right here at the door to pick up one as you leave. Only through full participation will we get a well-rounded picture of what is happening in our business community so we can take steps to ensure our future economic stability. As some may know, certain efforts to retain and in some instances attract businesses are underway. By this, I mean the city's fast-tracking development processing system. The City Council approves fast-tracking for those projects which will have an important economic impact, such as jobs or significant sales tax revenues. These projects then move through the development process in a coordinated way, with involved departments working together to expedite the process. This same management tool is used in private industry every single day, setting a timeline and ensuring that interdepartmental coordination and project management is established. Contrary to the implications of some, it does not mean sacrificing our standards. This year, the fast-tracking system has resulted in a number of coups. Without it, Amgen probably would have relocated. Started in a Thousand Oaks garage, this successful business might have moved to another location had we not taken steps to assist them through our rigorous permitting process. The gain for Thousand Oaks? 1,600 additional jobs so far, and double that in 3 years. Instead of expanding operations here, Sears would be on the way to opening a large A store in Simi Valley. Although the company already had optioned property in Simi Valley, because of fast-tracking, Sears decided to expand their existing store in the Jan's Mall. Through expediting the development process, Sears was given the incentive to stay and grow in our marketplace. Without this action, Sears would not have expanded here. The boom to Thousand Oaks added jobs, sales tax revenue, and a catalyst for the rejuvenation of the Jan's Mall. By the way, Sears will be celebrating their grand reopening at 10 a.m. Saturday, November 7th. I urge all of you to stop by and take a look at their upgraded establishment. It's an exceptional store. Another result of our intense interest in attracting new business is the addition of Baxter Healthcare, the world's largest pharmaceutical company. The benefit to Thousand Oaks, more than 500 new jobs. Without meeting the timelines of their home office, Baxter would have been lost to the Conejo Valley and would have located in Massachusetts instead. Many other fine firms are coming to our area. We believe their employees, too, will enjoy our quality environment. Our efforts have been, and I expect, will continue to be successful in bringing non-polluting firms to our area, continuing our commitment to a strong, well-balanced business community. It is my firm personal belief that quality development and a healthy economy are not mutually exclusive. In other efforts, the city has initiated regular dialogue with the Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce and worked closely with them in economic development efforts. We have supported, not duplicated, their mission to promote and retain Conejo Valley businesses. Mayor Pro Tem Judy Lazar serves as the city's representative to the Chamber's Economic Development Committee. City Manager Grant Brimhall and I have met quarterly with Walt Shadle, who at that time was the Chamber's chairman of the board, and with Steve, the Chief Executive Officer, to obtain input on ways the city can better serve our business community. Significant, tangible results from this interaction have already occurred, such as a pending city procedure for professional service contracts. The city is making concerted efforts to buy local goods and services. This year, the Planning Department has added a specific condition to proposed projects, encouraging developers to consider using local businesses in construction and development. In addition, the city is expanding its own bid list in an effort to include interested local businesses. It makes sense that we work with businesses in our town whenever possible prior to looking elsewhere. During the past year, the city has made efforts to support all local businesses through our innovative City Ombudsman program, as well as by an emphasis on customer service. In existence for a little over a year, the City Ombudsman program assists residents as they navigate the city's rigorous planning and development process, a procedure which, to say the least, can be confusing. The city, in coordination with the Chamber of Commerce, will soon undertake a survey of those who have been assisted through the Ombudsman program to determine its effectiveness and get ideas on how to improve it. There's not a system that's been created that can't be improved. By making customer service a higher priority, the city is working to become a friendlier place to do business, emphasizing positive attitudes and helping our citizens, our customers, meet their needs. Concentrating on enhancing customer service standards positively affects local businesses as well as individuals working to make their residence a dream home, whether they're adding a room, a patio, re-roofing, or some other improvement. As in years past, the city is not only providing for today's needs, but also planning for the future. Since January, the city has undertaken dramatic steps to determine a future for the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Business Corridor, starting with the Hyatt Palma Downtown Vision Study coordinated by the National League of Cities. As you may know, the city was selected as one of 10 cities nationwide for this survey to examine options for rejuvenating our business corridor. Once again, Thousand Oaks is in the forefront of the nation. As a result of this survey, I am extremely pleased to report that last week, the City Council approved a marketing study for Thousand Oaks Boulevard, the first of its kind for our city, designed to assess the options and the economic viability opportunities necessary for a prosperous Thousand Oaks Boulevard. The study will provide the information we need together to move to enhance this critical part of our city. The study will consider all components, including business owners, consumers, and residents, to bring together a mix of retail, marketing, and housing necessary for a revitalized Thousand Oaks Boulevard. Hand in hand with our economic stability and our exceptional quality of life is the city's well-documented commitment to preserve our open space. This year, the 220-acre Caneo Ridge, known as the Linfin property, was acquired, contrary to what some have claimed. The city was a key proactive leader which enabled acquisition of this open space property. Early in the process, Councilmember Shello and I, while attending a National League of Cities convention in Washington, D.C., met with the Resolution Trust Corporation to discuss possible ownership and funding alternatives for the land. Following that meeting, Mayor Pro Tem Judy Lazar, Councilmember Alex Fiore, and I met with Congressman Bielenson, during which I introduced to him the importance of that parcel as open space. Shortly after that, the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy, which also had an interest in this beautiful piece of unspoiled land, offered to buy it with assistance from Congressman Bielenson if the city would loan them $850,000, one half of the purchase costs. We agreed, and this property is now in public ownership. The city continues to look into future acquisitions through COSCA, the Caneo Open Space Conservation Authority, and through the Community Open Space and Sports Facilities Task Force chaired by Councilmember Frank Shello. Other open space achievements include the Skyline Ridge Study, located in the hills behind Kmart. Many think this is public open space, yet it's privately owned. The Skyline Ridgeline Study, commissioned by the City Council at my suggestion earlier this year, will evaluate strategies designed to allow private property owners to benefit from their acreage while keeping this ridgeline in its natural condition. This past June, Canal Creek Park North was dedicated, financed jointly by the city and the Caneo Recreation and Park District. This dream park was originally envisioned in the city's general plan. The dream now encompasses an outstanding park, a teen center, a senior center, and the main library, all within walking distance of each other. The city has long recognized a need for additional community and sports facilities, as well as the continued acquisition of open space. This fall, 3 community open space and task force forums have been held to solicit citizen input on future community and sports facilities. A 4th forum, specifically dealing with open space acquisition, will be scheduled soon. Of course, acquiring additional open space and meeting continuing facility needs comes with a cost attached. The city is currently researching alternative approaches to open space acquisition and maintenance, such as the development of an endowment fund. This year, we have also established links to complete specific hiking and riding trails. We have completed a tree planting program via a Small Business Administration grant, whereby hundreds of trees have been planted throughout the community. And we have received a 50% state matching grant to install a handicap accessible trail in the Los Robles open space system. Citizen input continues to be of utmost importance to the City Council, particularly in regards to the general plan review process. Adopted in 1970, the city's general plan expresses community development goals and public policy relative to future land use, both public and private. In following the city's practice of active citizen participation, the General Plan Review Committee, chaired by Judy Lazar, has held 3 public forums on specific areas of Thousand Oaks. All total, more than 1,000 citizens have attended these forums, expressing their views on our future. 2 more town hall meetings are planned, the next discussing land use, traffic, and circulation issues for the Thousand Oaks Boulevard corridor, which is scheduled for January of 1993, and a concluding forum with the entire council will be held later in the spring. Like many in the community, the City Council is concerned with preventing gang activities and crime. Over the past 12 months, increased efforts in crime prevention have been varied and numerous. Proactive crime prevention pays off. Thousand Oaks has again been distinguished as the nation's safest city for 1991, having the lowest crime rate in the United States for communities with populations over 100,000. Now that's 3 years in a row. But, as evidenced by yesterday's article in the Daily News, announcing a 3.3% increase in crime during the first 6 months of 1992, indicating we've moved to the number 2 spot, we can't let down our guard. We must continue to work hard to prevent crime and maintain our community's safety and strive for that number 1 ranking at the end of this year. The city's DARE program was expanded to 2 officers who provide substance abuse education to 6th graders throughout our community. We created a neighborhood committee at Las Casitas to help resolve problems, and we've enacted new ordinances regarding public alcohol consumption, graffiti removal, and code enforcement situations. We created a broad-based Citizens Crime Prevention Task Force, chaired by Council Member Alex Fiore. The task force members represent concerned community segments, businesses, educators, media representatives, elected officials, and citizens who gather to address crime problems from a grassroots prevention approach. We increased monitoring to ensure that no alcohol is sold to minors. Last year, we instituted an ordinance to more effectively control loud parties, as well as one for teenage parties where alcohol is available. These ordinances are working, and they're reducing these types of activities. Through programs targeting the drinking driver, combined with stiffer penalties, drunk driving arrests have dropped 18%. Drug activities have also been targeted, resulting in record-setting seizures, including seizure of marijuana with a street value of $2.3 million, $1 million worth of cocaine, and $950,000 in counterfeit currency. Through aggressive efforts of the Thousand Oaks Police Department's 4-year-old gang suppression unit and unflagging community support, we have made great strides in reducing local gang activities. Many gang core members have been identified, arrested, prosecuted, and they're serving time in jail on various charges, leading to an overall reduction in gang activity and the elimination of one gang. Joining hand in hand with these efforts to reduce gang activity are our youth outreach programs sponsored by the city, the Conejo Valley Unified School District, and the Park and Recreation District. We also have numerous organized sports programs as well as the Teen Center with exceptional activities designed for our youth. The city will continue to support these opportunities and encourage positive youth programs as alternatives to gangs and gang activities. As a community, we must send out a strong message that we will not tolerate these gangs, and that when laws are broken, we will testify in court and will put the criminals in jail. 1992 has also been a year when the word redevelopment has come to the forefront. Contrary to some of the misstatements you read and hear, redevelopment is a wonderful opportunity for our community to keep some of the property tax dollars generated along the Thousand Oaks Boulevard and Newberry Road here in our town to help meet our needs. Did you know that our residents pay the highest per capita property tax of any city in Ventura County? Every man, woman, and child residing in Thousand Oaks pays, on average, $249 in property taxes. Our neighbors in Camarillo, just down the Conejo grade, pay $208 per person, and Simi Valley residents pay only $169. Bluntly, a lot more of our tax money goes out of our community than comes back. Funds kept here for redevelopment are put to good use. The auditorium, which the voters overwhelmingly approved about 8 years ago, is under construction, and thanks to several reasons is under budget. To date, more than $2.4 million have been saved on major subcontractor costs, including steel, electrical, concrete, mechanical, and plumbing. $2.4 million saved out of $21 million in contracts. We've already seen a savings of more than 10%. Despite the fact that some people in our town don't like redevelopment, the fact is it has significantly benefited our community. In addition to the auditorium portion of the Civic Arts Plaza, redevelopment funds have been or are being invested in many other things. For example, 8 affordable housing projects, the undergrounding of utilities along Thousand Oaks Boulevard. Remember those poles? How soon we forget. A new park in Old Town, El Parque de la Plaza. The Rancho Road widening project. Landscaping projects on Hampshire Road, now a beautiful entrance to the center of our community, as well as landscaping at and around Westlake and Thousand Oaks High Schools, and sidewalk and landscaping improvements along the boulevard. The Camelot Commercial Area Redevelopment Program. Remember what that area used to look like? The Commercial Property Revitalization Program. And increased fire protection capabilities, including water system and safety enhancements, such as the new 3.9 million gallon La Granada Reservoir and upgraded water lines between Conejo School Road and Skyline Drive. And some people say redevelopment hasn't done anything. I guess they can't read. And by the way, don't forget all the economic revitalization programs for the boulevard I discussed earlier are also redevelopment projects. Enhancements completed in the Newbury Road project area include helping pay for the recently completed Orchard Road overcrossing, undergrounding of utility lines, and a new post office sign and drive-through letter drop-off. As a result of monies received from our two active redevelopment areas, the city has been able to provide more than $2.8 million worth of school improvements since 1985. Over $500,000 will be spent to improve our school buildings this year alone. These dollars pay for improvements which the school district is unable to fund, especially in this time of budget cutbacks. Plus, these are monies which would have been lost but for our redevelopment agency. In other words, if the city didn't have an active redevelopment agency, the school district might have received more property taxes, but they would have then lost a like amount in state payments. Because we have redevelopment, our school district receives more dollars than it would otherwise. If our redevelopment agency were to go away tomorrow, not only would money hemorrhage out of our town, but our schools would directly suffer. By law, of course, we are required to set aside 20% of all redevelopment funds to create affordable housing opportunities. The city is proud of our record on affordable housing issues. 3 years ago, we were ranked 5th in the state in number of units constructed. On a per capita basis, with affordable housing units produced and dollars spent, Thousand Oaks is clearly a leader statewide. Since 1983, the city has approved and the private sector has constructed or rehabilitated over 2,270 new affordable housing opportunities, including 542 affordable rental units and nearly 1,300 affordable ownership units. 19 affordable projects have been approved and constructed. This year, affordable opportunities marked the startup of construction on the Groves, a first-time home buyer townhouse project in the city's model neighborhood area. And we are also continuing the first-time home buyer and down payment assistance program. Last month, many mansions with redevelopment agency assistance took steps to acquire their second project, the existing Shadow Hills apartments. Through our housing rehabilitation program, at an estimated cost of $1.05 million since 1983, more than 120 low and moderate income seniors have been able to rehabilitate their dwellings through low interest loans and grants. The down payment assistance program commenced in 1992, something that we on the council are very proud of. For the first time, the city is able to provide low-interest loans to first-time buyers for down payments. Tied to our mortgage bond program, this assistance program has $1.7 million available for our residents at this time. We can lend up to 20% of the home's value, and to date, 7 loans have closed escrow. Our redevelopment program has definitely paid off for our residents and will continue to do so in the future. Not only in affordable housing, but in capital projects we would never have been able to underwrite without redevelopment. How long do you think we would have had to wait for Caltrans to widen the Orchard overcrossing? Not in my lifetime. There is, of course, much more the city has achieved this year. Let me give you a brief list of the highlights. Our library, actually I should say libraries, continue to provide excellent service to our community. The Thousand Oaks Library and its Newbury Park branch are among the busiest in the country. This past year, more than 250 children's programs serving over 7,600 children were held. And more than 802,000 people, 802,000 stopped by to check out a book, read a magazine, attend a program, or conduct research. As most of you here today are aware, we're in the middle of Red Ribbon Week, sponsored by the Caneo Substance Abuse Prevention Authority, or CSAPA. The city's joint effort with our school and our park districts and the county is continuing to emphasize drug abuse awareness, parenting skills, and youth at risk intervention. CSAPA is to be commended for continuing outreach efforts. Recently, the city conducted a survey assessing child care needs for residents and businesses located in the heart of our community. Funded through the Community Development Block Grant Program, the survey is currently being tabulated, and its expected recommendations will be heard by the City Council before the end of this year. The city's recycling program, already well-rounded, has increased in scope this year to include 2 new activities: composting workshops and yard waste recycling. These programs complement our extensive curbside recycling as well as our commercial recycling program, which continues to expand citywide. And this is important, not just from an environmental standpoint, but from a financial perspective as well. Because I think all of you know that cities are required to reduce landfill waste by 25% by 1995 and 50% by the year 2000. The city is also currently assessing local water resources, such as groundwater wells, in preparation for continued drought cycles and to supply future needs. This year, the city has contracted for $2 million worth of street resurfacing work. We are using the recycled tires process, which is not only environmentally sound, but provides smoother roadways. More than 275,000 tires have been diverted from landfills, ground up, and used in long-life rubberized asphalt streets. In direct response to community concerns, the city has spent funds to improve our street system. The Hillcrest Road, Herbs Drive intersection received a traffic signal at long last. Lynn Road was extended to Potrero Road, which has then been closed to through traffic, as has been promised for years. I had to move so they could do this. A guardrail has been installed on the 101 freeway behind the Thunderbird Oaks Mobile Home Park. And I think, as all of us know, construction is currently in process at the Moore Park Road 101 freeway intersection, where the northbound off-ramp is being widened and a traffic signal is to be installed by the end of this year. I could go on and on about our fine city and all that we have all achieved, but I won't. However, there is one thing I'm particularly proud of. Something which has continued over the city's 28 years since its incorporation. The thing I am the most proud of is the availability of your elected officials. Your city council members are available to area residents both in person and by phone. As you know, all of us are listed in the phone book. We are here for you, and I believe we not only want to, but we do listen to you, and we act upon your concerns. In this small town atmosphere with semi-rural as its middle name, your concerns are not only heard, but responded to. Looking back over this past year, we've achieved quite a bit. Again, this has all been accomplished in what has perhaps been one of the toughest years for our state and cities financially. The state budget crisis notwithstanding, however, Thousand Oaks has persevered and provided quality service. I think this proves the wisdom of the city's long-standing position of fiscal conservativeness, not to mention our fine staff who have worked long and hard to find ways to make ends meet. We can and we should be proud of our city. We have an exceptional body of public servants in our community, from council members to planning commissioners to citizen committee members to the caring resident who makes his or her concerns known. It is with a great deal of pride that I say we have met this year's challenges and will continue to do so. My special thanks to you, each of you, for caring about and contributing to our special place. Everything the city tries to do must, I believe, contribute to the quality of life of all our citizens. The libraries, open space, neighborhood revitalization efforts, and many more activities all add value to our homes. They make our town a better place. We council members take a lot of heat from time to time, and that's the way it is in a democracy. But we also get a lot of thanks. And I think the vast majority of our residents love this town and the services they receive from our city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Lewis. I think we all agree, and we can see the results that have taken place in just 1 year when people can work together. And I think we need to do more and more of that as time goes on, particularly in these very difficult, trying times. And to consider, and I want to underline the fact that the other 10 cities in the county, or the other 9 cities in the county, did not have an increase in sales tax, they had a decrease. We had a slight increase. And in these times, that's excellent. But we do need to keep that in mind. We do need to work together. We have to work together with the Park and Rec District, with the Association of Realtors, with the county, with the Chamber of Commerce, with the Sheriff's Department. We need to continue and meet more and more together with everyone. So with that, I want to thank you again for that great delivery, and for all of you to remember what we've accomplished in a year. And Kathy, we have this beautiful arrangement in the front for you. That's the least we can do for you. I'm sure you get phone calls at home. I'm reminded of a story that Don Schur, who was a mayor, some of you may remember years and years ago, and he told me the story where he used to get calls from the citizens of Los Angeles when he was mayor, complaining about things going on down there at all hours of the night. So I'm sure that happens to you, and you have to take those calls and let them know where they really live. So we want to thank both of you. I want to thank all of you for coming, and enjoy the rest of the week.